Okay, it says that I am live. Okay, I am testing live streaming. Are you able to hear me? Okay, Kathy, can you hear me? Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'm very new to this, so I'm just testing live streaming. I got some tips yesterday from a few people on another live stream, so just trying to check it out. How are you today? Just trying to figure out where everything is over here. I have a fly that's harassing me. I'm having to respond to somebody real quick. I do apologize. Yes. Where are you at, Kathy? Is that Central New York? I'm gonna end up having to get my glasses. Yeah, I'm down here in Mississippi. We've got some sunshine today. I'm out here in my garage and I have a fly that's like harassing me. I wish I could make the screen a little bit smaller so it's not showing everything past my backdrop. I don't know how to do this stuff yet. I'm working on it though. Let's see. What's theater mode? You look at some of these settings. Yeah, I'm usually pretty good with technology, but this is a whole new ballpark for me. And this is my first time using my Temu microphone system, so didn't really know how well it's working. Oh, it's starting to get real hot here. Yeah, I'm just clicking around in this to see. Awesome. Not bad for Temu. To me, it looks just like one of those like $60, $70 mics. And I probably didn't pay $10 for this one. Let me see if I can get somebody to come on here and test another feature out. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, I found a lot of great deals. I've been happy with most of the stuff that I've purchased from Temu. Um, I mean, I'm not going to say everything has been great because then I'd be lying. Trying to see if Shannon D will come on here and see if we can't do um, the dual video. Oh, come here, Bella. Come here, baby. My baby Bella. Come here. Come here. Come here. Help me pick you up. This is Bella. You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? What do you hear? What do you hear? What's that? Bella has two favorite words. Bella. Bella, look at me. Want to go to Dollar Tree? Want to go to Dollar Tree? Hey, what about Walmart? You want to go to Walmart? Want to go to Walmart? Bella, you ready to go to Walmart? She's ready to go to Walmart. Want to go to Walmart? Yeah, I guess I'm just. Want to go to Walmart? Bella? You want to go to Walmart? She loves Walmart and Dollar Tree. A rag doll. I haven't heard of that. I'll have to look that up. Bella, are you spoiled? Are you spoiled? Are you spoiled? She my co-host. She keeps hearing something that she wants to go after. What? Oh, hang on. No, you got to stay in here with Mama. Stay in here. Good girl. She's so sweet. Yeah, I'll have to look up ragdoll. I gotta see what this. It's a cat. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing some pictures now. That's a beautiful cat. Oh wow, this one's got some big, beautiful blue eyes. See if my camera will pick it up. There's such a lag. Yeah. That is a beautiful cat. I love the blue eyes on this one. It says that there's 2 people watching. I wonder if it counts me as one of the participants also. Or is there somebody else in here and I have not seen, and they just haven't said hi? Do we have somebody else in here with us, or is YouTube just counting me as one of the people that's in the live? I am so confused about this stuff. Let's see. I think what gets me the most is I'm used to, like, when I'm recording a video, I'm seeing myself like in real time. And for some reason, this has like a 10-second lag. So it's kind of throwing me off because I'm just watching myself, like I hear myself speaking, but I don't see any mouth movement on the screen. And then when I stop talking, like I see my mouth moving on the screen. So it's definitely going to be a learning curve. But I appreciate you for sticking around, Kathy, and helping me, try to figure out some of this stuff here. Because without somebody in here, I don't know if I would be able to. First of all, I wouldn't know if my mic's actually working or not. And I'm glad that this mic worked out. Now I can let other people know that it has good sound quality. A little fuzzy on the mic. Let's see. What did I click on here? Okay. So now that I know that I can actually do this, let me see here. Okay, we just had somebody else join us. We're just testing the live streaming because it's my very first time and trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Yes, Shannon is good. She's at home and she is on the mend. I was trying to get her to join us, but I don't know if she's busy. Oh, hi, Lori. Let me see. I'm over here messaging her and trying to get her to join us. Because yesterday we tried and it was an epic fail. Right? Yeah, yesterday we were trying and trying and trying and I have more patience than Shannon does. So, but we finally decided, we thought it was that I couldn't do it because I don't have the numbers that YouTube requires. So Shannon just went live and we tried to figure out how to add me to her live. And yeah, it was no bueno. But we tried. Yep. It was the Hot Mess Express. I think that's what we should have just called the live. I think we both have like 3 or 4 attempts. But it's really good because she didn't know how to do a live at all. So now she knows how to do lives. Yeah, they do make it difficult. And yes, Kathy, I really appreciate your help, just being here and giving me some feedback. I don't know if Kathy is still here because it's now just saying two people. I don't know if YouTube is counting me as one of the people because it says 2 watching now. Am I froze on your end? Because it looks like I'm froze on this end. Unless, oh, I see what I must have paused myself. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so both of you are here and it's saying 2 watching now. So there must have been somebody else in here earlier. They just weren't saying anything. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I was just trying to figure out, does YouTube count me as one of the people watching? Even though I'm like watching myself in like with a 10-second delay. Yeah, I have yet to put on my makeup today, so it looks like I only have half of an eyebrow, thanks to my sister. Like, let's see, it's probably 8 years ago. She was gonna wax my eyebrows, and yeah, she waxed one of them half off, and it has not recovered yet. So I have to pencil it in. Let's see. Is it this one? No, it was this one. Yeah. It looks weird because I can't tell, with the delay on the computer, I can't tell. Like, I'm sitting here, like, feeling for my eyes, like, which is which. So, how are you today, Lori? Yes, I mean, at least I do have some. They're recovering a little bit, but uh, yeah, if I let her continue, I probably wouldn't have any at all. She didn't know whether to stand there and laugh when she did that or to run. I'm getting better. I had surgery on Monday. I had a hysterectomy, and it's been just trying to get my sleep back in order is crazy because it's like all I really was doing up until yesterday was just like napping, and I couldn't sleep. It was just like I'd sleep about 2 hours, then I'd be up for 4 or 5, and then I'd sleep an hour and be up for 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, we've been streaming for, it says 22 minutes, and, um, as far as I know, everything's going okay with it. I wish I could do something about, making sure that my background, like, fit in. I don't like all of that extra showing, and I'm in my craft space in my garage. Yeah, and I have a fly that's attacking me. It's so funny watching, watching myself back on the computer. It can be a bit distracting, so that's something I'm gonna definitely have to work on, but I'm seeing, like, how much I talk with my hands. So, yeah, once I heal, it's gonna be much better, um, especially since I've been sick for quite some time, and we didn't know why. After they did the hysterectomy, my doctor called me, Thursday and let me know that, I had uterine cancer, and, you know, um, so hopefully, you know, with the hysterectomy, it was removed. He is gonna have a specialist look at, like, have me seen by a specialist to make sure, um, what are they called? Oncologist, uh, cancer specialist, just to make sure that everything, was, that they got everything, which I'm not sure how he's gonna really do that considering that I had a biopsy, mm, about a month before I had the hysterectomy. And oh, yeah. Yeah, none, I mean, it didn't come up on anything. It didn't show up on the biopsy or nothing. Like, they didn't know I had cancer. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's definitely, eh, I know, like, the exhaustion from it, like, I was tired, like, all the time, and I'd get sick over the slightest little thing. Like, I mean, it seemed like every time I left my house, I was getting sick and I didn't understand why. And I mean, this has been going on for a couple of years. And and like I said, when I went, I had the hysterectomy for other reasons. And then the doctor, well, I found out Wednesday. Let's see. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday I found out because I have my charts on my phone where they send like all your test results and your doctor's appointments and stuff. And so I have the my charts, and I read the, what do they call it, pathology report or whatever it is. I read the report and saw that that they had located ovarian cancer. And it said in the paperwork that, like, my doctor was paged, and he's like, I don't have a pager. He said, so they never got in contact with me. He said, I didn't know until, like, right before he called me on Thursday. I was like, yeah, I said, I read that in the report. Oh, goodness. Was that due to the cancer? Oh, wow. Well, I do wish you the best of luck. I mean, because I mean, this is no joke. I mean, just like I said, just the feeling. I mean, like I said, I knew something was wrong, and I kept having to advocate for myself. And I was telling my doctors, like, something is not right, and they kept doing test after test. Everything kept coming back normal. Everything was fine. Like I said, even the biopsy, the uterine biopsy that I had done um, a month prior, and I guess maybe it just wasn't progressed enough to show up on any of the tests. Right. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, cancer is a real scary thing, and that was one of the things that I was really, like, worried about. And it's crazy because my biological father, he said something about a month or two ago, and he was like, "Are you sure you don't have cancer?" Or I guess it was right about a month ago, and I was like, "No." I was like, "That's what they just checked me for with the biopsy." And and it's just crazy that I don't think he was meaning it in a serious way. I think he was just like, because he knows that I stay sick all the time. And yeah, so it was definitely, when I read that report, I was like, what? Like, they just checked me. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, there's so many times, like, you get some doctors, sometimes they're like, they don't like you to come in with the answer to what's wrong with you, because they're like, oh, this person thinks they know everything. It's like, no, we've just been through so much that we know that, you know, first of all, our doctors they're not just our doctor. Doctors see tons of patients. Like, anything can affect the way a person thinks. And he might have a case that's a little bit more severe than ours that he's really concentrating on, and that's what's taking up, his thought processes and stuff. So that might make it to where, you know, it's like, yes, we're on their mind, but not as big as this other person. And he's trying to figure out this other person's case and kind of, trying to figure out what's wrong with this other person versus you. I mean, it's basically like getting put on the back burner. Oh my goodness. I could not imagine. Mm. And is there any type of skin grafts or anything like that that they can do, like to make repairs? Yeah. What I was saying, is like I'm going to use my ex-husband as a reference. Um, we couldn't figure out what was going on with him for years. I mean, like 8 years. And all these tests kept getting run on him, and they were redoing the same tests, and it was just like a cycle of nonsense. And then finally, I told one of the doctors, I said, "What about an MRI? Like, nobody's done an MRI on his hip." They did an MRI and found out he had a vascular necrosis. They've done they did CAT scans and all this other stuff, and it showed nothing. It was the MRI that showed that he had a vascular necrosis and needed a hip replacement. Now, if they had done the MRI 8 years prior, when it was still in like early stages, then they could have only drilled like 2 holes in his hip bone or something like that. I'm not quite sure exactly how they do it, but they could have saved his hip. Vascular necrosis is death of the bone. And yeah, they could have just drilled 2 holes and that would have kept that bone alive longer. But because of the length of time that went by, that took so long to get, to find out exactly what was wrong with him, at that point, it was just his bones would, let's put it like this, the doctor said when he pulled his hip bone out that he went to, I guess, test the density or whatever with his thumb, and his thumb fell through the hip bone like it was styrofoam. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely need to be your own doctor sometimes for sure. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. Just with what I went through just recently, just with the hysterectomy, like, on top of it, I had a UTI, and it's like the main part of the pressure that I'm dealing with even still today is whenever um whenever I have to go to the bathroom, and it's like when my bladder gets full, it must be pushing like on the other stuff that's still very swollen. And yeah, that's mostly where the pain's coming from today. But I think today's a pretty good day, except I'm still very tired. So I'll probably go lay down and take a little nap here in just a little bit. But I wanted to get on here and check out this live situation and see if I could actually go on live and make it work. Like I said, the thing that I'm going to have to get used to the most is the fact that on my end there's a 10-second I what do you call it? 10-second lapse So I'm not seeing me like as if I'm recording. So, hi, Susan. Yes, I love this too. Finally got it to work. Trying to get a hold of Shannon. I was going to see if she wanted to join me, but looks like she might be busy this morning. So, but yeah, that's what I'm kind of worried about is like the hormonal effect. I mean, I've already pre-apologized to my boyfriend. I'm like, you should try it, Lori. Yeah, I had to for me because I don't have the numbers on YouTube to be able to go live through YouTube, I guess. Even though I was able to do it yesterday, but the picture didn't show up and there was just all kinds of issues. But somebody was saying in the stream yesterday to go through either Restream or StreamYard. So that's what I went to StreamYard and I'm just on their little free version. And that's why I was, just testing out the streaming through StreamYard. And I'm glad it worked. How long has it been since you had your hysterectomy, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, thank you, Susan. Yeah, on the edits, on my videos, which I don't do a whole lot of edits on my videos. It's mostly, my little when I go in and say, hi friends on my videos, I'll put it in the lettering. And then at the end I say bye friends. And then if I have something, like if I misspeak a word or something, I'll put, the correct word up at the top on the video. Let's see, I use Power Director. So yeah, check out Power Director, and that's a good editing. It's very basic editing tool. I was on their free version for a while, and I decided to go ahead and pay for the subscription, it was like either $30 or $40 for the year. It might have been like 35 for the year. So it's definitely worth it. Oh yeah, I haven't really had much of the hot flashes. I think I was starting to go through, the menopause part when like a few months before my surgery, because there were some times I was just like I'm dying, like it's so hot, and I usually run cold, but I had to, um I had to turn down my air conditioner a couple times because I was just like, I don't know what is up, but it is too hot. Oh, okay. 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 Yeah. I guess I misunderstood. So it was like skin cancer in that area? Yeah, Susan, it's called Power Director. It's really good. Like I said, I don't do like cuts and, like if I mess up words, it's like whatever, I'm not here to make sure that every word sounds perfect or comes out perfect. I'm just going to be me and that's it. I always say, I'm just going to be me because everybody else is taken. Yeah, that'd be awesome, Lori. Okay, yes. Okay. It's terrible. Well, hopefully you can get some relief soon. One thing I'm definitely gonna have to do is, which I have a problem when I'm recording too, is looking at the camera, especially, I mean, like, I find myself when I read the comments that my eyes get stuck there, or my eyes are everywhere. So I'm gonna have to put like a little sticker or something up by my camera and be like, look here. I can imagine. Yeah, well, I hope everything works out well for you, and you can get, all of that straightened out. Yeah, you definitely have to advocate for yourself. That's for sure. Because these doctors, I mean, like, I understand they've got a shit ton of other patients, and um but like, just like in a restaurant, you go into a restaurant and you place an order, you expect to get what you ordered. And going to the doctors is the same thing. You go in and you expect to get treatment for what's wrong with you. And some doctors, that they seem to push things aside. And that's why with my doctor, I'm like, okay, I understand this test came back negative. This one came back negative, negative. Everything's negative, but there's something wrong with me. Like, I need you to figure out what it is. Like, whatever other tests you need to do, like, so you did those tests and they didn't give you any answers. What's next? And, and finally, what even brought me to the point of even seeing this specific doctor for the hysterectomy is I had a doctor over. I live right on the Alabama Mississippi state line, and I was living in Hamilton, Alabama up until like a couple years ago. And so uh my OBGYN was at um excuse me, was in a town called Winfield, Alabama. And now I live in Fulton, Mississippi, which is 30 minutes away on on Mississippi side. So I didn't want to have to drive like an hour to go to see this doctor. So I was like, I told my primary, I'm like, okay, because he was suggesting that I see my gynecologist for some of the issues I was having. And I told him, I said, can you, get me a referral to a doctor over in Tupelo, Mississippi? And he did. And I went there. At first, they just scheduled me for a yearly. And I called them a little earlier to see if they could like bump up the appointment because I was in pain. And so the woman answered. She said, honey, I am so sorry. She said, when they called, they said it was for a yearly. They didn't say you were in pain. She's like, I'm the one who set your appointment. And if I had known you were in pain, I would have got you in here sooner. So she did get me an appointment that was about a week earlier. And when I went in, they, you know, because I called them and said, like, I need to see him ASAP. Uh, it was, they didn't do the PAP that day. They, they had to do ultrasound first, and then they did something else, and then they finally did the pap, and when the pap came back that something was wrong, then they did the biopsy, and that came back as fine. And the reason they did the biopsy is because my uterus, a normal uterus measures 10 millimeters. Mine was measuring 21.2 or 21.3. So more than double. So that's what made him do the biopsy in the first place. But they were just looking for cancer, and it came back I was fine. So he was just like, okay, well, to correct the problem, we can either do a ablation, we can just do nothing and monitor it, we can do a partial hysterectomy or a full hysterectomy. And at first he was saying partial hysterectomy. And I'm like, I also have polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'm like, okay, you're already going to be in there. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, so it didn't make sense to leave my ovaries. So I'm like, when you're in there, just clean out the whole kit and caboodle. Like, like just take it all, you know. I mean, if it throws me into menopause, that's what it does. But I'm glad that I spoke up and said something, because it just doesn't make sense. Right, exactly. It's like, yeah, just take it all, because it didn't make sense, because more than likely, and plus also if I left my ovaries, there was a future chance for ovarian cancer. And like I said, they didn't even know at this point that I already had cancer. So the cancer could have spread to my ovaries, and they would have just taken out the ovaries and left the, potentially cancerous, or not ovaries. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm protected. It's just like, take it all, and and we won't have to worry about going back in doing another surgery later on to remove the ovaries. And plus, like I said, hindsight 2020, like now we know that I had cancer. I mean, for all I know, it could have spread to the ovaries, and they would have just taken the uterus and left the ovaries, and then I could have had to deal with ovarian cancer. So, um, honestly, the best I understood was just the uterus and, let's see, uterus and the ovaries. So I'm not positive on that one. I do have my follow up with my doctor in a few days, and I'll find out, a little bit more details. But yeah, I mean, the doctor felt so bad about not catching the cancer before the hysterectomy. Like, normally doctors, they don't call you themselves. They have their nurses call. And the doctor called, like, personally, and was like apologizing to me. And I'm like, you do not have to apologize. Like, I am so grateful for him, because at least he did something. Like, he gave me options and actually did something. I'm going to have to change out of this. I mean, this is not a heavy sweatshirt or sweater at all, but it's getting warm. Yeah, but that's one thing that I really learned through this, which I've known for a while, but is about advocating for yourself and stuff, because of everything that I went through with my ex-husband and his medical issues. You definitely have to advocate for yourself. Absolutely. Oh, wow. Did you have to have a biopsy or anything? Okay. Now, if you don't mind me asking, I mean, did they come back good? Okay. Of just the lumps, or did you have to, have the, uh I forgot what it's called. I mean, if it's not too personal to ask, did they just remove the lumps, or did you have to have your breast removed? Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of times, I know that, with me, I often get they're very small lumps, but it has something to do with, my caffeine intake, and it's crazy because it's like, what does caffeine have to do with my boobs? Yeah, it sounds like it's been a real tough year for you. Yeah, that's the way I feel too. I'm like, it just seemed like one thing after another, and, like, I just kept saying, it's like, I don't know what is wrong with me. I just know that I don't feel good. That's it's like I'm just staying tired all the time and no energy and just achy and hurting. And I already have fibromyalgia. So that, you know, makes up for some of what I'm feeling. But like I knew it was more than that. Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely need each other for support. That's for sure. And I think maybe on the next live that I go on, speaking of that is, one of the things that Shannon and I were going to talk about, yesterday when we attempted to do our live, um, was talking about, like, with recovery and stuff, dealing with addiction, because I am an addict in recovery, and talking about how we do need each other, and need that support, and how we can support each other in different ways. Right. And yeah, I could definitely understand a lot of what you're going through as well with, just health in general, not even going down to, the specifics of the different types of things that you and I, um, are, that we specifically deal with, but just the overall health is, yeah, it's not good. I'm a smoker too, and that's something that I'm gonna have to change, like here in the very near future, um, because I mean, I feel like I got lucky this time because it's like, well, kind of got lucky this time because I mean, I was sick from this for a while, but like I didn't have to go through like the knowledge of, oh shit, I have cancer, and knowing that this thing is in my body, and like I didn't have to go through that whole, like I don't know how it would have affected me if it was something like, oh, you have cancer and then have to wait for the whole process of planning on having it removed and planning on having, either radiation or chemo or whatever. I don't know how I would have handled that. With this, I'm able to say I had cancer, but thank God they got it out. Right, right. Now, are you in any type of recovery, or is that something that you're interested in trying to work towards to handle some of your addictions? Yeah, and definitely amen to that because it's tough, especially adding in the fact of the whole addiction thing. One thing, I work a 12-step program, and I have done step work and worked through a lot of issues. And there's a part in the program where we talk about reservations. And are there any reservations? Can I think of anything that could possibly happen or whatever that would ever cause me to choose to use again? And, you know, at the time that I did that step, I could honestly say I don't have any reservations. I can't think of anything. I mean, my mom already passed away. And now, if she was still alive, that would probably be a reservation, but she already passed away. So there was nothing that I could think of that would cause me to want or to knowingly say, well, if this happened, I think I would use again. So the way I say it is, I don't have any reservations that I know of yet because it's just something that I haven't. I mean, I never thought about cancer. Like, I never thought one day that a doctor might say that I have cancer and how I would react to that. Would I use over that? I don't know because I got lucky because I didn't find out about the cancer until it was removed. So, so you do need help with your addiction. There's a lot of help out there. Right. And, that's the same thing with me too. I mean, smoking is it's been something I've done since I was 15 years old. And it's just been part of, kind of who I am. But I mean, and let me tell you, this is going to sound crazy, but it was so much easier quitting meth than it is to try to quit smoking. Right, Kathy. I was thinking about this, doing the same thing because I do vape because I've been trying to transition to the vape, and that way I can go down to the zero nicotine. But I haven't quite been able to make that transition yet. So it's definitely it's a little bit more important on my list now of things I need to accomplish. Yeah, yeah. Definitely, it's been a minute, that's for sure. Yeah, but yeah, Lori, there is help out there. My email address is in my channel's description. So if you want to email me, and I will send you some links to at least some online meetings that you might want to check out. And then if you like those, maybe you can uh, we can find you some local meetings in your local area. Um, so because to be able to start working a program, all you need is a desire to stop using. You don't even have to be quit. I mean, I know some people who, you know, went to many different meetings and they were still using for like 6 weeks. They were still using and showed up to a meeting because they were looking for a different way of life, but they just didn't know how to quit. And in fact, I know somebody who said that he came to the rooms for, I want to say, about 4 years, and half the time he went to the meetings he was high, and now he has over 20 years clean. So right, exactly. It's just woven in. It's just like it's just part of, your being. Right. It is hard to quit. And, even if you've done it before, that's just like with my using. I don't hide the fact that when I used, it was that I used methamphetamines. And um and honestly, like I said, this whole thing is new to me. I don't know if YouTube is gonna, ding me for, any of my verbiage or anything. I know a lot of channels that I watch, there's certain words that they have to bleep out, which some of it I find very ridiculous, because there's one channel that I watch, and anytime she says, um, which I don't know, they might ding me for this. I don't know. Every time she says children, she has to. It's a crime drama show or whatever, um, or podcast, and every time she says that word, she has to bleep it out, and I'm like, what? That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, it really is. It's crazy. So much censorship. Yeah. But yeah, what I was gonna say is, like with my using, there's somebody coming up my road that's, I don't know, it was like a big work truck. I thought it was somebody, trying to prove a point. It sounded really loud. Um, yeah, I always say, guys that drive big trucks, they're overcompensating. So, right, exactly. Yep. Yeah, I've heard, so many things, like, oh goodness, what was one of them I found very silly? Yeah, they have to like mispronounce some words, and to get that, uh to get their point across, basically they have to mess up the words, and or say it kind of like an acronym style, and it's just yeah, it's too much these days. It's like everybody's going to get offended. I mean, so, but yeah, with my using, I used for 4 months, about 6 months after my mom passed away, and I didn't use for 16 years. And then I picked back up and I used again because I didn't know any different. I didn't have any tools to refer to when I wanted to use. I didn't have I didn't have basically a toolbox of this new knowledge. I mean, of course we can all walk around and say, don't do drugs, they're bad for you. Yeah, triggers for sure. It's like everything, like, yeah, that is common knowledge. But when you're dealing with an addict, it's an uncontrollable impulse or compulsion to use. And like now, I, you know, when I was coming up on 5 years clean, because I have like 5 years, 7 months. Well, on the 11th, it'll be 5 years, 8 months. It just makes it a little easier to say it like that. But when I was about a month prior to having 5 years clean, I was freaking out. My mind was telling me I wanted to use, and I wanted to use more than I ever wanted to use since I got clean. And I knew like there's certain things that I need to do in order to be able to not go and use. And I had a choice. My first thing was call my sponsor. Like, let her know what's going on. Contact my sponsorship family. We have a group chat. Be honest with them. Let them know how I'm feeling. The next thing is get my ass to a meeting. And for me at that time, like a virtual meeting was not going to cut it. I needed real people. I needed those people in that room to give me a hug and say, you're okay. You're going to make it through this. So I heard about a meeting. I thought it was more like a religious based meeting. So I had been hesitant to go there, but I was like, if I don't go there, I might use. And now I also know where to get drugs that's a mile away from my house. Mind you, the meeting's probably 3 or 4 miles from my house. When I go out of my driveway, I could have went right and, or at the end of my road, I should say, I could have went right and went 1 mile down the road and got drugs. Or I could take a left and drive 3 to 4 miles down that road and go to a meeting. I made that left-hand turn and I went to that meeting. And I had tried to go to this meeting one other time before and nobody was there. So I'm going down the road and I was just like within like a 1/10 of a mile before I got there. And I just remember praying out loud, please let there be at least one car, at least one car, just one person. That's all I need. Just one person. I just need one person to be there. That's all I need. And when I drove up, I looked over and there was one car there. And I'm like, that's all I need. And it's at an old TV station, radio station here in our town. And a woman walked out when I drove up and I said, is this where the meeting's at? And she was like, yeah. I said, thank God. And I told her, I said, I'm coming up on 5 years clean and I want to use so bad. I can't stand it. So, and because of them in that meeting, which I now go to every Friday night, except I've had to miss it a couple times because of my health, but you know, usually it takes a lot for me to miss that meeting because that's my base. You know, I've got to go there. Yeah, my real name is Christy. Yeah, my nickname is Little Tornado. But yeah, my name is Christy. But yeah, like all I needed, and you know, it's funny because that person that I met, the lady that walked out that door the night that I went up there, she just asked me to sponsor her yesterday. Yes, it's nice to meet you, Lori. Yeah, and it's always in the back of our mind, you know. Most definitely. Yeah, like I said, you know, she called me yesterday and she asked me to sponsor her. And I think that's pretty cool how, you know, how my desire to use put me in the place to go to that meeting, not knowing that the person that walked out that door was going to one day be looking for a sponsor. And she asked me to sponsor her. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean it is. And honestly, somebody asked me just yesterday if I ever drink, because like drinking wasn't my thing. It's not the reason I call myself an addict. But they asked me if I drank, and yeah, they definitely will help you stay clean for sure. Having sponsees, because yes, somebody asked me yesterday, do you ever drink? And I said no, because I know that if I drink, I can't be a sponsor. Like, I would basically be choosing an occasional drink, because I never drank like that in the first place. I would be choosing an occasional drink over my sponsees. And I can't do that. Like, I mean, I I can't even imagine like calling my sponsees and be like, "Hey girl, um I decided I want a wine cooler tonight, so I can't sponsor you anymore." Right. And I just can't imagine ever saying that to these women who have put enough faith in me to ask me to sponsor them. So that, I mean, that definitely, I mean, it keeps me from, from the alcohol. Cuz like I said, alcohol was never my thing, so I'm not even afraid to drink. It's just, if I drink, I can't sponsor in the program. And right now, at least, I'm not ready to give up that part of my life. And mind you, sometimes I just want to throw my hands up, and because it can be a lot. But then I have to think, what if my sponsor threw her hands up and she hasn't? So I can't. Oh yes, definitely. When you have an addictive personality, you definitely need to be careful, because, like, that's like me with all my craft stuff. It's like, it's funny. I posted something on Facebook the other day, and it says um, something about I don't know if it says I didn't realize or y'all didn't realize or something like that, but I didn't for a while. I didn't realize crafting and buying crafting stuff, it's two separate hobbies. Because, like, even though I'm a crafty person, I've I have so many ideas in my head, and I go out and I buy the stuff to make the thing, and the thing never gets made, because I don't take the time to make the thing. And but I have all the things to make the thing. And then I see something else and I'm like, "Ooh, I want to make that." So I have to get those supplies. But then that thing never gets made. So now I'm on a mission of, like, pushing back and saying, "Okay, before buying any more craft supplies, I have to produce some projects first before I buy any more crafting supplies." And I actually spoke with a local store. It's called Porch Swing Pickens, and talked to them about getting a booth up there, because it's like, okay, I mean, like, I know some of my craft stuff is like worthy enough, and I'm not trying to be conceited or whatever, but I mean, people would buy my stuff. I mean, people have bought my stuff. And a lot of times people would say, you need to go set up here and there, to sell your stuff. And so like, I know I can make money that way too. Yeah, Kathy, I did the junk journaling too. And it's like, but that's one thing. Mine ended up being more, not so much junk journals. It was art journal in a junk journal style. So yeah, paper and beads and yeah. And okay, I'm probably not helping the situation here, but have you seen those beads that are made out of paper? She'll be like, okay, I got to Google this one now. Yeah, I've collected a lot of stamps for junk journaling, stamps, different types of papers, you name it. Special pens, glue sticks out my wazoo. Right? Glue booking. Yep. Oh, there's Carolina Kimmy. Yes. Kimmy, that is so true. Integrity is my favorite word too, because every time I hear the word integrity, what goes through my head is who are you when I'm not looking? Yeah. Yeah, like this is my most recent little crafty thing I did. Um my little ghosty. Because of the delay, I can't see if she's in frame or not. It's like really, really delayed. Yeah, so I need to put her up. Okay, so I see that the bow is being cut off. Yes, integrity is, yeah, it's definitely major foundation because I mean, if you don't have that, what do you really have? And let me see if I can grab my junk journal over here. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I might be able to with my little stick here. Yeah, I grabbed one of my little, this was my first attempt at a junk journal. Come here, Bella. Let's see. Well, enjoy apple picking, Kathy. It was nice for you to come and hang out with us, and thank you for helping me get this figured out to make sure that I was doing everything right. But yes, this is my first attempt at a junk journal. Um, it was not, oh, sticking together. Yeah, some of the pages got stuck together because come here, Bella. I haven't looked through this in a while and the pages are getting stuck. I'm sorry, I'm like right by the mic and Let me pull these apart and I'll be able to flip through it. I'm just trying to make sure Miss Bella's not going to run off. Okay. So yeah, I should have made this, I should have made the pages a little bit smaller. Let me see here. I can't tell if it's in frame or what, so I'm waiting for the video to catch up so I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, so my pages need it to be a little bit smaller. Guess I need to hold it up a little more. Oop. This is one of my favorite ones, which is crazy because I'm not crazy about yellow. I think I'm still holding it down a little bit too far. Let's see. Hopefully I can get it into frame a little better. Let me go back to see which page it was. Yeah, this one shows the mushrooms. I wasn't even showing like the bottoms of the pages. I'm over here peeking around the corner. Flip through these. Yeah, I've started making another one of these, and hopefully I get the papers the right size so it'll close. This one was actually made out of a Nutter Butter box. Yeah, I'm just kind of flipping through it a little on the quick side. Oh. Here's my Under the Sea page. I think some glue just fell out of that one. Oh. Yeah, I love that big butterfly I was just showing a minute ago. Yeah, so this ended up being more of an art journal than a junk journal. I mean, I guess well, there's no room for anything in here. I definitely packed it full. This one's one of my absolute favorites. Yeah, one of my absolute favorites. I love that brick wall look. A few more pages. I really jam-packed this one full. Oh, this one turned out real pretty too. And then here's the back. Like I said, all of this started out being an Nutter Butter box. Let's see. Oh, thank you. The binding, I just put these little, I guess they're called rivets in there. And then I section them into, these are called secretaries, like individual. I don't know how well it can be seen. Let's see. You can kind of see where some of the papers are like swooped together. I did 4 separate ones, and then I put a string, stretchy, like an elastic string to tie them down. And the string is, it's tied on the inside. I connected the pages, and so where the two, what they call secretaries met, I put tape in there so they would connect together. But yeah, I think you could kind of see, here's where one is like really stacked and stretched. See if I can even get it in the camera. With this delay, it's kind of really funny, but you see how this one is like really stretched out. Like I said, this was my first attempt. So next time I'll definitely not use as many pages and won't do everything quite as thick. So yeah. But I guess not bad for a first attempt. And these little roses on top here were actually, I just got some little molds and filled it with hot glue and then painted it. So if if you don't want to do like the whole resin thing or whatever, you can definitely use hot glue in molds and make pieces that that will work. So yeah, I hope my next one turns out much better. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so that's another thing that I hope to show more of on this channel is, you know, some different ideas when it comes to crafting and stuff. And none of it is really unique, I don't think. But it is interesting to see like different people's different takes on, how to do certain things. So, because I mean, everybody's got their own little style and their own little tweak to it. I love steampunking things. And that's kind of the majority of where my style is. I can do some of the more clean line stuff and like cutesy stuff, like the little ghost, little ghost girl. Speaking of girl, Bella, come here, baby. Bella, Bella. I hear her. I just can't see her. Bella, come here. Come here, baby. You're going to come say hi again? Yeah, steampunk and grunge. I love that. Let's see. Right, Kimmy. Yeah, I mean, it, it's cheaper and it just works, and I've done it for this. And I also made a sign where, if you've ever seen the sign that has like almost like the little light bulb things, let's see. I was going to grab it real quick. Let me grab that real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay. This one's a little dusty and dirty. Like I said, sitting out here in the garage. It's just sitting up on one of my shelves and got a cobweb on it. But this is just a Dollar Tree sign. It was just regular little wood sign that they had at Dollar Tree. And these little dots, I actually filled up a fidget toy, the popper fidget toy. I filled a bunch of those up and created these half circles and then glued them onto the sign and painted it. So, yeah, I hope you can't see how cobwebby this is. Like I said, it was sitting up on a thing out here and it got some cobwebs on it. I am in my garage. My house is not full of cobwebs. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I literally used one of those, little bubble popping toys and filled it up with hot glue. Bella, come here. But yeah, I have, just a lot of little ideas like that. And, but I need to start getting more of these ideas like out of my head and, actually put them in like a creation that other people can see, not just in my brain. Cause like I said, I keep buying all the stuff to do the craft, but the craft doesn't always get done. So, and then I start a diamond painting and I get all into that. And yeah, it's just a vicious cycle. Right, Kimmy? Yeah, you can use any of those little letters the little signs from Dollar Tree. Right. Definitely got to work on the getting them done part. Come here, Bella. Come say hi to Kimmy. Lori's already seen you, but Kimmy hasn't. Gonna say hi, Bella. You say hi to the people. Bella, you want to go to Walmart? You want to go to Walmart? You want to go to Walmart? How about Dollar Tree? Is Dollar Tree one of your favorite places in the whole wide world? Want to go to Dollar Tree? Yeah? Oh, you going to give me kisses because you want to go to Dollar Tree? Yeah, she goes to Dollar Tree and Walmart with me. Whew, girl, your breath smell like booty. Your breath smell like booty. Yeah, I'm the great procrastinator too. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Bella. Are you saying my breath stinks? It just smells like coffee. I love you. Here, we're going to sit you down here. Oh. Well, thank you. We're not going right now. Not yet. She's looking at me like, come on, let's go. She is so spoiled. Kimmy says, hey, Bella. Hi, Bella. Oh, I wish I could point the camera down and show you. She's just looking up at me like, well, she is spoiled. What? What do you say? Oh, well, I guess I am going to get off here for a little while. Yeah, teacup Yorkie. That's what she is. She's like 5 pounds. But yeah, I'm glad I've got this figured out. At least I know I can go live now. And I may come back on here a little bit later on today. I just need to lay down for a little bit because I'm, starting to kind of not feel too great. So definitely got to go rest. But got this figured out. So now I will know how to do it next time. But I do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me and getting to chit chat for a little while. And yeah, and you too, definitely. But like I said, I might try this again a little bit later, but I'm gonna go ahead and take a nap. And I hate it for Miss Bella, but we probably will not make it to Walmart today or Dollar Tree. She just looked back at me like, what? You lied to me? She tickles me so much. It was nice to meet you too. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And that way you'll get notifications whenever I do sign on a live or post a video. And if you guys don't mind, it just helps me a little bit. Just hit the like button on the video. It does something for YouTube. It lets YouTube know that you guys, actually like what I have to say, I guess. Bella. She's so ready to go to Walmart. I haven't taken her in a while, so yeah. Okay, ladies, I do appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Hopefully, I'll be back on a little bit later. If not, I'll be back on again soon. I'm off work for a little while, so just trying to recover from all of this. So, but now that I know how to do this, it's definitely something I'm going to be doing more often. And I know someone asked earlier about Shannon. Yeah, I was trying to get Shannon to come on live with me. She says she's not, feeling. I think I have Bella hair in my mouth. She said she's not really feeling too good today, so she's doing what I need to be doing, is getting some rest. So, okay, well, I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a great day. I will talk to you guys later. Bye, friends. How do I end this? Yes, we will get Shannon. I don't know how to end the live. It's like, first I don't know how to start it, now I don't know how to end it. Let's see. Where is it at? Right, just close it out. That's what I'll have to do. Okie doke. Bye.